The tone deepens again into a mix of suspense and quiet revelation. The survivors are no longer just cleaning up, they're being drawn back into a mirror city that still remembers the loop's heartbeat. Chapter 16, The Mirror Below. The second door didn't vanish. It appeared at dawn inside an abandoned subway platform beneath Monroe Street, where the tiles still bore scorch marks from the day the loop collapsed. Delgado found it first, while checking the power conduits. "Same markings," she said over the radio, her voice tight. "But this one's humming." Nina and Amira arrived with the transmitter. The air around the door vibrated softly, almost like a breath drawn in and held. The metal frame glowed faintly, not the familiar warmth of the light they'd come to trust, but a cold, silvery sheen that pulsed in time with a deeper rhythm. Amira set the transmitter against the frame and adjusted the dials. The static was thick here, dense and layered, like a wall of whispers pressing against the signal. Then a pattern began to emerge, not words, but tones, a sequence of 5 notes repeating endlessly. Nina frowned. "That's the elevator chime from the old Civic Tower," she said. "The one that burned down." The door shuddered once, then opened inward. Beyond it lay a staircase descending into faint light. The walls were smooth, clean, too clean for any tunnel this deep. Delgado checked her weapon. "We shouldn't," she started, but Nina was already stepping through. The world changed with the first step. The air felt heavier, yet clearer. The silence was total, the kind that makes you hear your own heartbeat. The stairs led into a hallway lined with mirrors, each one reflecting a Chicago that wasn't theirs, one where the sun never rose, where the streetlights burned blue, where people walked backward through the glass. They emerged into an open plaza that mirrored Millennium Park, but reversed. The buildings bent inward, the horizon curved upward, and at the center of it all floated a giant silver surface like a second beam, rippling with pale light. Except this one wasn't reflecting them. It was reflecting the city above. Nina stepped closer. Her reflection in the silver wasn't moving, it stood perfectly still, its eyes faintly glowing. Amira's transmitter sparked, and the sound that came through wasn't static this time, it was wind, layered with faint voices reciting old news broadcasts, traffic reports, sermons, and advertisements all at once. From inside the noise came a familiar whisper. "Every truth casts a shadow." The ground trembled. Cracks ran through the mirrored pavement, and shapes began to move beneath it, faint silhouettes of people, walking in rhythm, forming circles like gears turning in the dark. Delgado grabbed Nina's arm. "We need to go. Now." But Nina didn't move. Her reflection was speaking now, though no sound came out. She mouthed the words, over and over, until the light on the silver surface began to pulse in answer. Amira caught it on the transmitter, faint, but clear. The reflection was saying, "The light above is the key below." Then the silver surface cracked open like glass under heat, revealing a stairway of light leading deeper into the mirrored ground. Nina turned to the others, her face pale but certain. "If the city remembers," she said, "then maybe this is where it keeps its memories." The air pulsed again, cold and electric. The light from the stairway spilled upward, painting their shadows across the mirrored walls, 3 figures standing at the edge of something that looked like both salvation and return. And behind them, faint and trembling, the whisper rose once more, the voice of the architect, quieter now, but still alive. "Every loop leaves a door."